If you're a coach or agency running meta ads and specifically running instant forms, then you're losing a lot of money, and I'm going to show you why in this video and what you need to be doing instead. So instant forms, if you don't know, are basically forms that pop up on Facebook or Instagram itself. So the user never actually has to leave the platform to load your landing page, and instead they can just click your ad, the form will instantly load, hence the name. They can fill in their information, and that lead then goes into your CRM. In theory, sounds quite good. However, what you'll tend to get as a coach or an agency is basically a bunch of window shoppers, because Meta will learn that the people likely to click on an instant form are also likely to click on other instant forms. So it will start targeting your ads towards people that are just clicking from one instant form to another, comparing prices, and ultimately are very price sensitive window shoppers who don't actually want to commit to becoming a qualified lead or booking a call with yourself. What also tends to happen is any instant form lead that comes through, if your sales team or if you're just a solo founder, if you're not calling that lead within 5 minutes, they're pretty much going to forget who you are. Reason being is because they're window shopping. So they've filled out plenty of forms even just within that 1 hour. So if you then ring them, they're not even going to remember your brand. And that's especially true because they never load your landing page. They never really see your branding past your actual advert. So they instantly forget who you are. And you try phoning an instant lead. If you're already running them, you realize the quality is just so low. And ultimately, these leads are low quality as well because they don't actually convert. And the reason for that is because they haven't actually committed any micro commitment towards you and your company as a brand. So what they've done is they've just submitted an instant form and got on with their day. They've not actually spent the time to click your ad, load your landing page, fill in a few questions, watch one of your video sales letters if you have one, look at your reviews, look at your testimonials, and actually become somewhat micro committed before eventually booking a call, or you call them to book them into a scheduled call with one of your team. So they don't care, essentially. They're not committed in any way. So they are a highly unqualified lead. And so you might ask why Meta actually does this and has instant forms. Well, instant forms largely produce Meta a lot of money. Reason being is because they've created a system where a lead can submit a form for an advertiser without actually leaving the Meta platforms like Instagram or Facebook. So they go straight back to their scrolling, so Meta can serve them with more ads and charge more advertisers more money for that same person's attention. Whereas you imagine if yourself was on Instagram, you click an ad and you load up someone's webpage, you're going to be off Facebook and Instagram now for the next sort of few minutes, and potentially you might not return. So Meta can't keep serving you ads and actually make money out of you. So that's why they even invented instant forms in the first place. Now, Meta has realized that actually instant forms kind of suck. So they have tried their best to improve them recently. So what they've done is they've added verification steps, such as SMS verification, where if someone puts in their phone number, Meta actually will then text it to make sure it actually is a correct phone number. You can also add an option now to add a qualification step where someone has to resubmit their contact info just to double check it's correct. And the reason that step even exists, guys, is because instant forms instantly bring the email and phone number and name of the person on Facebook's profile as their form submitted information. Now, I don't know about you, but I had Facebook and Instagram when I was about 15. So my email and my phone number have changed since then. And that will be true for the majority of instant leads. So if you are going to run instant leads, you need to at least have that qualification on where someone can resubmit their information instead of Meta just pulling through their default email and phone number. So there are exceptions. There are times when instant forms do work, but it's never for coaches and agencies, guys. I've only ever seen it work in commodity-based businesses where the lowest price wins because it's a standard service with not much value add. So think commercial waste collection. It's in the UK. I mean, it's a law that you have to get your waste collected. And so people and businesses know that. So they go out and look for the best deal. They window shop. They fill in about 5 different instant forms, and person who provides the best customer service or best price usually gets the deal. Same with payment processing. Lowest card fees tend to win. Customer service, yes, but ultimately it's a commodity, right? And so instant forms work in these sort of industries. And that's because they're looking for the cheapest price. And those are commodities. So again, you can imagine if you're a coach or agency, you do not want these types of people. You do not want instant form leads. What does work instead? Take one of my ads, for instance. You can see now that the full customer journey, the person on Facebook or Instagram will see this ad, they'll see my face, they'll see my offer, they'll click through and they'll load up my landing page. Again, they see my face, they see my offer, they see my branding, they learn more about what I'm offering. They may even watch my VSL video there, and then they submit a form on that landing page. Now, what that ultimately means is when I call them, when I call that lead, they remember who I am by just me simply mentioning my name and repeating my offer. And that can be even if I call them, to say they come in on a Friday evening and I don't manage to call them back until Monday, they'll still remember who I am. You try to do that with an instant form. You may as well have burnt that instant form and the money you spent on it. That's not gonna happen. So let's take an example. So we have £500 in ad spend and we're gonna do 2 lead campaigns, 500 into both. So we'll do £500 into an instant form and £500 into a landing page funnel. The instant form's got 74 leads, but the landing page funnel has only got us 27. So you're thinking, what's better? Well, you think I probably want 74, right? Yeah, there you go. Much, much cheaper, £6.76 cost per lead for an instant form compared to something that's nearly 3 times as expensive in a landing page form. And that's because instant forms and instant leads are always cheaper because Meta prioritizes them and they're a lot easier to fill out for people because, like I said, they don't have to load a landing page. So they're always gonna look better. But when we actually dig into it and think what is actually better here, well, the instant form only actually got 3 qualified calls. So that means out of ringing those 74 leads, we couldn't get in contact with a bunch of them. A bunch of them had no money. A bunch of them were window shopping. A bunch of them were already serviced or they weren't qualified at all. So what that meant was we actually only managed to qualify 3 of them and book them on for 3 calls with the sales team. Now, you compare that to the landing page funnel. We managed to qualify 8 of those leads out of 27, which meant we could close a lot more and get nearly 3 times as many sales on average. There you go. So what this actually means is the instant form cost per quality lead actually ends up being nearly 3 times as much as a landing page funnel cost per quality lead. So now you start to realize actually when you dig into it, landing page leads are a lot better for coaches and agencies. In fact, in this example, they're 2.7 times cheaper and effective. There's actually one more thing that I want to say with instant forms that might make you think about it a different way as well. You had to deal with nearly 3 times as many leads and you closed nearly 3 times as fewer leads as you did from a landing page funnel if you went for instant forms. That means you wasted your time as a founder or your sales team's time trying to contact 74 leads and you only managed to qualify 3. Whereas with the landing page funnel, you only had to try and contact 27 people and you managed to qualify 8. That's the difference. So it's not just cheaper, you actually are spending far less time trying to nurture dead leads. So I can't stress this enough, guys. Instant forms suck for coaches and agencies. That means landing pages are winners. There are some must-haves within your landing page though. You can't just make a terrible landing page. Your landing page needs to be fast. It needs to be short in terms of the lead form. Don't have so many questions in there. You can actually qualify people on calls. Try and just get the basic information you need and then maybe 1 or 2 qualifying questions. And it needs to be mobile first. So when you load it on a mobile, since 99% of your traffic from Meta and Instagram ads will come to your agency landing page, it basically needs to be mobile first. So there's nothing cut off. It all loads. Nothing's covering or overlaying each other. So make sure you're always designing for mobile first when you're creating your landing page funnels. And one final thing, guys, please don't get screwed over by an ad agency who run Meta instant forms for you. Now, it's really, really typical for ad agencies to come in, take a new client on, such as yourselves, coaches and agencies, and charge them a retainer to promise them cheaper leads. And it's really, really easy to promise cheaper leads. That's why I never do it, because it's too easy. All you have to do is you could literally duplicate an existing campaign that you might already have, change it to instant forms, and your leads are probably going to be anywhere from 2 to 5 times as cheap. But like I say, it is so not worth it because these leads are trash, utter bad quality. You do not want to waste your time with them. So guys, do not get baited by agencies, ad agencies, trying to charge you because they promise a cheaper cost per lead, because they will be doing Meta Instant Forms. Now, if they actually do promise cheaper leads and don't use Meta Instant Forms, then great, you're onto a good deal. However, that's why I want you to check. If you do hire them and you see your ad agency running Meta Instant Forms and you're not a commodity type business, then you need to pull them up on it because they're just trying to get you vanity metrics to show that they made your cost per lead 3 times as cheap. But actually, it's screwing your business. I'm actually working on a videos that's coming out soon on landing page conversion rates and some great tips to actually help you guys convert more of your Facebook and Instagram traffic. So I'll let you know when that one's uploaded.